It's been a while, hasn't it? G'day, internet mates. Slicker Nick is my name, and I'm back! My hair's probably a little longer now, maybe not as dramatically as I made it out to be in my last video when I announced that I was going to be homeless. Luckily, as you can tell, hopefully, if you have eyes you can see, we were very lucky and very fortunate to have a family member who allowed us to stay here. You get a new background. Isn't that pretty cool? I'm sure you're all very curious as to what happened since I disappeared off of YouTube like 2-3 months ago. I'm about to explain to you what has been happening to me. This video will consist on me talking about what happened after the farewells, how we ended up here, and sort of what I've been doing since we've moved here. Without further ado, let's begin! Right after I made my last video, I honestly did think we were going to be homeless. We were trying to find a home for months by this point, but we were so unlucky. No matter where we went, there was just not a single place that would let us stay there. It was rough. And then when we got the news that we were supposed to be out within less than 2 weeks, we were going to accept fate at that point. It just didn't seem like it was going to end well. However, one of our family members, who is aware of our situation, suggested to us they allowed us to stay. When I first heard about that, I was like, wow! We might actually have a way out of this horrible situation at the cost of living on the complete opposite side of the country where I will no longer see my friends in real life. But that's a trade-off I think is worth it. You'll expect this new background from now on. I know it's not as big as my previous room, but this is totally fine. I'm pretty happy with this sized room. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. What a clutch this was. There's probably 14 million other universes, and this is just the one where we won. Anyway, so once we got the announcement, and I knew that we were going to be gone within like a week, I knew that there was something that had to be done with my friends, knowing that I'll be on the opposite side of the country. So you know what? I announced it to them on a VC call, and I said that I wanted to hang out with all of them one last time before it was time to go. So we scheduled a hangout with all of us together, and we had a blast. It was really fun. It wasn't going to be a goodbye forever since the internet exists. If it didn't exist, that would be even worse. Luckily it does. We still talk, and it's been fun. Part of what we were doing since we moved, or since I got my PC back, is we started doing D&D sessions. I even bought dice. Of course, the move was a very interesting day. We had to wake up at like 2 AM because the flight was so unbelievably early. The flight was, pretty fun. I even got to watch John Wick 4, finally, when I've wanted to watch that for ages. So now, John Wick 4 is both the last movie I watched at the last state and the first movie that I watched in this state back. Because I've been here before. I used to live in this state many years ago when I was like 7. In case y'all were curious as to what food we had on the plane, well, we had apple slices, apple muffins, yogurt, and apple juice. That's a lot of apples. AJ would be proud. The entire day was just such a long day. I didn't even bring a drink with me, really. All I had was apple juice on the plane. Basically dying of thirst for the next 4 hours after moving back here. There's my new bed. The ponies are still there. Still no AJ and Rarity, because of course U2's hasn't released it yet. But they did eventually release 3 new ponies. I ordered them literally the minute they released. I watched the countdown happen, and when it ticked to 0, I instantly got it. Still no AJ and Rarity yet. They will eventually release, I hope so. I really hope. And then of course I spent the first night here and I was like, wow, what a busy past couple of days.
This is it. Spending the first night here. The beginning of a new era. A new journey. I'm looking forward to it.
After all we've been through, we can finally settle down and wait for our stuff to arrive. That took over a month. This PC... Oop, I just knocked my mic. For over a month, the only entertainment I really had was watching YouTube, which is kind of like 90% of my entertainment anyways. I did get headphones before we moved, so that I could watch stuff on my phone without annoying anyone. The only game I really played this whole time was the My Little Pony mobile game. And I've played that daily ever since I first played it. I first played it when we finished Friendship is Magic. Yes, I did eventually finish the show before we moved. I'm really relieved that we finished the show on the day we did, because otherwise we couldn't really finish the show otherwise. And let me tell you, this is going to be another video coming up in the future at some point where I'm like, I finished My Little Pony Friendship is Magic in 2025, as kind of a sequel to I Became a Brony in 2024. Let me tell you, I never cried so hard in my entire life. The final song and the final scene and the final shot of the finale absolutely destroyed me. Expect another Brony video to come up at some point. Whenever that may be. So what I've been doing since I've returned, since we didn't really have much entertainment, as I said, I watched YouTube, I played the My Little Pony game on my phone, D&D with my friends on VC chat, I also did a little bit of drawing, I also watched another movie by the name of We're the Millers, that was really funny. I don't know how I didn't watch the movie sooner, it's just great. Oh yeah, and I also, the last thing, there's a lot of projects that I started that I end up halting at some point, and this is one of them. I might come back to it at some point, but I'm not too sure. But I was working on an Unreal Engine project, and this is for the bronies. I wanted to recreate Ponyville in Unreal Engine 5. I don't think anyone has really done this before, and if they have, they never really finished it. Neither have I, but I want to be the first to do so. Very ambitious project, but oh yeah, that's going to be really fun. But now that I have basically given you everything that has happened since I've disappeared, what does this mean? What is the future of this channel? Well, I honestly think I've done enough for my channel. Like, I've done all sorts of gaming videos, I've done all sorts of non-gaming videos, which always did better than my gaming videos, because my gaming videos typically don't do the greatest on my channel, despite how hard I tried to make my channel about gaming. I've been doing this for like 7 years now, and I'm pretty happy with where I am with 2,000 subscribers.
I honestly think I've done enough for my channel.
Hey, it's Slickernick again. I just want to give another quick update. I think gaming might actually not die after all, thanks to the newly addition to the cast. Yes, I officially have staff. Basically, I have someone new who's gonna help me make videos, meaning I don't have to do everything on my own. Isn't that just friggin' awesome? I do want to, at some point, give my thoughts on Zootopia 2 that I've waited nearly a decade for as a Zootopia fanboy, and I also do want to make a couple of MLP videos. This is me rating every single MLP song. Oh yeah, there's also a 2,000 subscriber I gotta do at some point. I also do want to celebrate 7 years on the channel. Yeah. I will be releasing the 2 gaming videos soon, but I'm very hesitant about it because I'm not sure if I'm going to release a second episode of them yet. One of the 2 games I really do want to continue the series of, but as I said, expect my energy to be vastly different between one episode and the next. It's going to be very different with other family members moving forward. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on this new journey. I'm sure that now that we're living in this new place that we can make some memories here. Hopefully some interesting ones. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, mates! Boop! Oh yeah, I can also do this with my new chair. Whee! Only $3.99!